Kira and welcome to another video. I'm joining you as per usual with my cup of tea, and before I jump into today's video I just wanted to point out that I love how many comments I get from you guys telling me how much anxiety my cups of tea give you because I'm like waving my hands all over the place and somehow never managed to spill it on myself. What I will say is that I somehow managed to have developed an amazing skill for holding an extremely hot cup of tea in my hands whilst it's completely full and managed to talk and use my hands and everything without dropping any tea. But I, for the life of me, cannot walk upstairs without spilling it. So somehow I managed to sit here without spilling anything, and every time I film it goes okay, but if I try to walk simply from the kitchen to the bedroom with a cup of tea, it is almost guaranteed that I'm going to spill at least half of it on the way, which I know really annoys Jay's mum because for some reason I just cannot seem to control my hand when I'm walking up the stairs. But when it comes to filming videos, I seem to have developed quite the skill for not dropping my tea. So, cheers. But moving on to today's video, for which a cup of tea was absolutely essential because I have a really exciting, fun, and most importantly, cozy announcement to share with you all, and you just can't do a cozy announcement without a hot drink in hand. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. As I'm sure most of you know, because I've made absolutely no secret of it, I am a huge lover of autumn, and it is by far my favourite season. And I think that's a sentiment that is shared by a lot of you as well, because it would seem, or something that at least I seem to have picked up since being on BookTube for the last couple of years, is that being a lover of books automatically seems to make you a lover of autumn. The two just seem to go hand in hand, and I haven't met a person yet in the book community who doesn't love autumn significantly more than the average person. I think there's just something about being a book lover that makes you really appreciate those cozy and calming vibes, and that is exactly what autumn is for me anyway. And so because I obviously love autumn and I love books, I thought that it would be really exciting to combine the two into an autumnal readathon, which I'm going to be hosting alongside my lovely friends Em from the channel A Little Writer Em and also Meg from the channel Pride and Fiction. Em and Meg love autumn just as much as I do, and they also both love books, and so we decided to come up with the concept of the Fall Into Autumn Readathon, and we're all so excited about it. This is just going to be a weekend-long readathon, and the overall aim is essentially just to give yourself a really cozy and super autumnal weekend surrounding books, self-care, and just giving yourself time to relax and enjoy the season. So the Fall Into Autumn Readathon is going to be taking place right in the middle of October, which I just feel like is the most autumnal time of year without a doubt. It's obviously the time of year when all of the leaves are changing colours, which means that you're surrounded by all these beautiful reds and oranges and yellows, and the leaves haven't yet all fallen off the trees, so you're just surrounded by autumn, and everywhere you look it just reminds you that you are in the middle of the best season. And then as well as being well and truly just in the middle of autumn in general, I feel like it's just that time of year that perfectly encapsulates the fact that autumn just feels so cozy and wholesome, because you're still a couple of weeks away from Halloween, which means that everything isn't entirely taken up by spooky vibes yet, and it also hasn't passed into November where I think everyone's minds start turning to Christmas, and I just feel like middle of October is just the perfect time of year when you can really appreciate everything wonderful about autumn. We'll be officially starting the readathon at 8 PM on Friday the 16th of October, so feel free to do that in whichever time zone you might be joining from. Meg and I are all of course based in the UK, so we'll all be starting at 8 PM in British Standard Time, but of course feel free to either join us and start at the same time or pick a time that works best for you. This is just going to be a really casual and chilled out cozy readathon, so feel free to start whenever suits you best. We just figured that because Friday is the end of the work week, starting at around 8 PM just gives everyone time to either get back from school or work and just get ready to chill out for the weekend without having to rush. And then we'll be going all the way through Saturday and all the way through Sunday, basically finishing the readathon whenever it is that you want to go to bed and finish your weekend on Sunday evening. So it is just a really chilled out readathon. You can join in whenever you want to, and really all that you need to do to join us with this readathon is basically just dedicate that weekend to giving yourself time to just take that time for self-care, get cozy, read whatever you want to read, and just enjoy yourself. And of course, share your experience with us on social media, whether that's on Instagram stories, on Instagram posts, on Twitter, or on YouTube if you wanted to vlog it, because all of us will be vlogging our experiences as well. So like I said, that is literally all you have to do to take part. However, we have also come up with 5 prompts, which means that you can sort of plan your weekend a little bit and try and tick off some of our fun autumnal challenges. Some of them are reading related and some of them are just lifestyle related. So feel free to pick whichever ones you want to do, or you can try and tick off all of them, which is what I'll be doing, or you could just ignore them completely and make your own completely cozy autumn weekend that suits you. But the prompts are there if you want to take part in them, and I think they're all going to be really, really fun. So if you are wanting to join in with Meg and I on trying to tick off all of these autumnal prompts, here are the ones we've come up with. First up we have Life Starts All Over Again When It Gets Crisp in the Fall. Choose a book with an autumnal cover. Now that obviously could be absolutely anything, and your interpretation of what is autumnal is completely up to you. You might choose a book that actually happens to have an autumnal scene on the cover, maybe an autumn illustration, or maybe you'll pick a book that has reds, oranges, yellows, golds, absolutely anything that screams autumn to you. Next up we have Candles, Crumbles and Cocoa. Do something cozy that brings you joy. That is obviously, just like the first prompt, very, very much down to your personal interpretation of what is cozy and what brings you joy. You might do something like lighting a candle and having a nice self-care evening, just giving yourself time to maybe do a face mask, get a nice long bath and just chill out. Maybe you want to watch one of your favourite films or TV shows. I know for me, something that always makes me feel cozy and always brings me joy is of course watching Gilmore Girls. Or it might be taking the time to bake your favourite treat. Absolutely anything whatsoever that is cozy, brings you joy and just gives you time to just enjoy yourself and take some time for you. For prompt number 3, we have Cozy or Spooky. Pick up a book which represents your autumn aesthetic. Because let's be honest, autumn books really do fall into either the cozy vibe or the spooky vibe, or at least they do on my shelves. When it comes to picking books for October, I either want to pick up books that are going to be really light-hearted, wholesome and just heartwarming and lovely to read, or I want to read books that are absolutely going to terrify me. And I happen to like both of those styles of books, but I know for some people they only like one, so pick whichever one is your favourite and read a book from that category. We are also 100% fine with doubling up on prompts here, so if the book that you've chosen that has an autumnal cover also happens to be either cozy or spooky, feel free to just read one book for the readathon and match it up to both prompts. I actually think I'm going to try and pick up 2 books because I think I'm going to try and find a cozy book to match up with the autumnal cover and then a spooky book for this third prompt, because that means I get to get the best of both worlds. So if you also like reading cozy and spooky books, then maybe that's a good option for you as well. Next up we have Pics or It Didn't Happen. Take an autumnal photo and share it with us on social media using the hashtag Fall Into Autumn Readathon. That can be absolutely anything. Maybe you take a picture of one of the books that you're reading, maybe you end up going out for an autumnal walk and you snap a picture there, or maybe you take a picture of whatever you do that is cozy and brings you joy. Basically anything that feels like it's autumnal to you, grab a picture of it and share it with us because we would love to see it. And then the 5th and final prompt is actually probably my favourite. First of all, because I feel like it's just me to my very core, and then second of all, I just feel like it encapsulates everything that I love so much about autumn, and that is pumpkin spice and all things nice. Make yourself your favourite autumnal hot drink. That could be absolutely anything from, of course, a pumpkin spice latte, as the prompt suggests, to a chai latte, which is my personal favourite, maybe a hot chocolate, or even like a hot apple cider, just a regular cup of tea, basically anything that takes your fancy. And the reason I say this one is my favourite is because, as you'll know from watching my videos, I am very rarely without a hot drink in hand, and it just wouldn't be an autumnal readathon without as many hot drinks as possible. So feel free not to stop at one and just take as many times to make as many autumnal hot drinks as you want throughout the weekend, because that is certainly what I'm going to be doing. And that final prompt is going to bring this announcement video to an end, because that is essentially all that you need to know about the Fall Into Autumn Readathon. I know that Meg, Em and I are just so excited about this. We all love autumn so much and cannot wait to spend a whole weekend sharing our love of this season, of books and of all things cozy with all of you. And I really hope that some of you are able to take part with us. If you happen to be busy on some of the days on that weekend but not on others, feel free to just jump in and take part and get cozy whenever you have the time, because as you'll have seen from those prompts, they're all super flexible and casual, and essentially this readathon is all about just taking that time for you to get cozy and enjoy autumn. So don't put any pressure on yourself and just allow yourself to take part and enjoy it if it works for you. And I really hope that we can all spend the weekend enjoying the season and getting cozy together. I will leave links in the description box down below to both Em and Meg's channels, and I would definitely recommend going and checking them out because they are both absolutely wonderful. And I will also leave all of the information that I have mentioned during the video today, including all of the prompts, in the description box too, so you can find that all down there. I'll be sharing some prompt graphics on my Instagram later on, so feel free to go and check them out over there if you want to save them for yourself and tick them off throughout the weekend, which is what we're all going to be doing. And essentially just a reminder that this is going to be taking place between Friday the 16th of October and Sunday the 18th, and I absolutely cannot wait. I really hope that you'll be taking part with us because I just cannot wait to share this with you all because I just love autumn and cozy vibes so much. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.